Oh, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Blessing Zone. I am excited today because, as I told you, every week, every month, we are going to be bringing to you some exciting guests on the show, some people that are able to bring some input in your life in different areas of life. You see, we're going to be bringing people that can help you in fitness, people bringing you to help you with your money, people to help you all around. You see, we bring people in here that we believe are moving at a certain frequency of the blessing. So I'm going to introduce my guest in just a minute, but wherever you are, I want you to tell us where you are watching us from right now. All right, and go right ahead. Tell everybody that Joe Benjamin is live right now. I want you to share the broadcast. Did you see us? Let me see. Okay, it's just refreshing. All right, there we go. So you can share that one. All right, we are also sharing right here. I want you to share. Oh, I'm switching it off. I wanted you to reduce the volume. Okay. All right, so we are just sharing right now. So I want you to share the broadcast wherever you are right now. And I see these people joining us and people watching us from all over the world, even right now. All right, so I want you to be able to share right now before we get into today's session, which is going to be amazing. All right.
I'll let you do that. So.
Okay. So what we want to do is that. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So that's shared. We've just shared right now. So it's up to you guys to go right ahead and share. Tell somebody that we are live right now. Great and amazing things are just about to happen. So I want you guys to take a pen, take a paper, get a writing instrument, because as I said, there's going to be a lot of information coming today, and I'm so honored today to have my wonderful guest, Janice Davis. Welcome, Janice.
Hi.
Hi, good to see you.
See you too.
I know it was a bit of a struggle to get here and find the address and stuff, but I'm glad you made it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we are looking forward to what you're going to share with us today. It's amazing, and it's just an honor to know you, to know the whole family. You are indeed a blessing to my life.
Thank you.
And my family and I, we love you so very much, and we are really moved by the work that you do. You see, Janice does a lot of work in the community. You see, a lot of work in the community. So we're going to talk more about what she does, but more importantly, we want to learn around the area of parenting. All right, if you are a parent, or if you, I don't care, single parent, whatever it may be, if you're a parent, you have some children, some kids, or some people under your care, I want you to hit the like button. Or if you are connected to somebody who is a parent, I want you to hit the like button right now, all right? So that we are able to see who's who right now. And I see people are watching us, and I see here somebody saying, I'm watching you from South Africa.
Wow.
All right, yes, all the way from South Africa. Somebody says, I'm watching you from Bridgewater. And I think earlier here on Instagram, we had people saying somebody watching from Ghana, and somebody watching from Nottingham, that's here in the UK. And somebody says, I'm watching from Zambia. So we are connected with...
We've got a crowd.
We've got a big crowd. People are watching us all over. So we are going to be bringing a lot of very, very important people and interesting people that can, we ask them some questions, because I don't want this to be just about me. I want it to be about, there are other people that know some areas better than I do. So what I'll do, we'll bring them here on the zone and get them to share their life experiences and also their knowledge and their wisdom. So if you're live right here and you're ready to go, I want you to type the word ready. Type the word ready. Then we know you are ready to fly. All right. Wow, I see people are watching us from all over. And share the broadcast. Once you've shared, I want you to say that I've shared. Say, I have shared. All right. Let me have a look. Let me see. I'm just trying to see who is watching and who is live right now. And I'm also sharing on my pages and stuff like that. All right, good. So, Jan, you obviously based in Birmingham.
I am.
Yes,
Yes.
and I know you do a lot of work with the community. You, I don't want to speak for you, but tell us a little bit about what you do in the community.
Okay, so I'm the co-founder of a youth organisation called Eloquent Praise and Empowerment Dance Company. And I'm the co-founders. I work alongside my daughter, Romana Malcolm, which many of you know. And we actually run this dance and empowerment company weekly, twice a week.
Right.
2 days a week, sorry, on a Wednesday and a Saturday. I believe we have about 120 children on our books.
Wow.
And we create a second home for them. So it's not just about dance, it's about supporting the children, you know, mentoring them.
Yeah.
And giving them sort of a foundation somewhere they can come to, where they can have fun, but also grow in a way that, and share and mingle with other children in a safe environment.
Yes.
So we've been doing that for 6 years now. We're based in Hockley.
All right.
In Birmingham. A challenge, but a good challenge.
Good challenge,
Yeah,
yes,
challenge,
I
but a
know.
good challenge.
Dealing with kids is always a challenge, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Because kids
It
will
is.
be kids.
Yeah.
And I know I've heard people saying, oh, kids, oh, I don't like kids, oh, I don't like... I said, no. Wait until you have your own,
Yeah.
you know?
And it's a different...
It's a different story.
Yeah.
And haven't you, I'm sure, Jan, you've come across these people that are experts when it comes to other people's kids.
Definitely. But when it comes to your own,
Yeah,
it's a battle.
it's a battle. Yeah, they know that, oh, your children should do this and your children should not do this and that. You know, wait until you have kids.
Then it's the eye opener.
Yeah, then it's I was saying, oh my goodness, these are not machines. These are little people
It's a challenge.
that think for themselves. And it's not always easy to, just remote control them.
Definitely.
But there are means and ways that you can do to be able for people to, for them to grow up and be good people. So that's amazing. I know, Jan, that you're also been doing these workshops around parenting.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
So we've got a workshop coming up this Sunday, and it's called Help I Have a Teenager. And I actually run the workshop alongside a company called Rise Young People, and that's with Richard Daly. So the reasoning behind setting up these workshops for the parents is to give them support.
Right.
Give them an ear so that they can, sound and ask advice and questions on what are the challenges that we are faced with today in raising teenagers, and how can we as parents together share our knowledge and our experience to create better home environments, and certainly, just tap into our children better to have an understanding and to give them that, continuous support, allowing them to become the best that they can be. Wow. So that's what the parent workshops are about.
Right, that's amazing. That is amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Now, of course, I know you are quite keen and interested in this area of children, raising kids, being great parents, and effective parenting, which is what we're going to talk about today. Yeah. Why should we listen to you?
Wow, that's a very good question. Very good question.
Good.
I think you should listen to me purely because I've been there. I'm still there. I still have a teenager. I've raised two amazing individuals, Romana Malcolm and Jova Malcolm. And it's not been easy, but certainly I have a lot of nuggets that I can share as to how you can get the best out of your children.
That's right.
And how you can identify their gifting and support them to achieve that.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because I believe every child has different gifts and talents and a different skill set.
Absolutely.
How then how important is it for parents to extract or help pull out all those giftings from their children?
How important is it? We're actually obligated to do that. Our children are actually on loan from God. They're a gift.
Wow.
And God seeks for the seeds. So if your child is the seed, naturally we don't know what they are going to become. We don't know how they're going to be nurtured into this amazing
That's
fruit.
right.
So we are obligated to actually raise our children to pull out their gifting and allow them to be the best that they can be. It is an expectation of God that we deliver this as parents. Because like I said, the children are actually on loan to us.
That's it. Wow.
Yeah.
And I think it's an amazing way to look at it. When you see kids that, God has given you as having been loaned to you.
Yeah.
Not
Basically.
that you own them or you actually, they are yours. You're an incubator.
That's
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. We're a vessel. We've been chosen as a vessel.
Right.
To nurture them, to guide them, and to allow them to get to know God, but, steer them in the right direction, best way possible.
Right. Amazing. Right. If you're watching us live right now, I want you to share the broadcast. Tell somebody that we are live right now. And if you have any children, I want you to type in the comments the number of children that you have. All right. Some will say, I've got 2 children. I've got 5. I've got, I come from a family of 7.
Wow.
My mom had seven children. Imagine. So I'm thinking about this. How did she do it? I've got 2, but oh my goodness.
Well, things have changed, haven't they? My nan had 11 children.
11 children.
Yeah.
Wow.
So my nan raised me. So I experienced being around.
A big family.
Definitely.
Yeah. And, I look back now, I know, like I said, we had seven in my family, but now I look back, I can't even remember the struggle or anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just felt like, it just feels right. Now everybody's
yeah.
old and it doesn't even feel like there's 7 of us. So it's amazing. Right, Jan, so I want you to just go a little bit into your story. I know that you're a single mom.
Correct.
And I know you don't like that label.
No, I don't. But I don't like that fact.
But I think it just brings into perspective that, of course, what I believe it means is that you've been had the sole responsibility or the main responsibility of raising up your 2 children.
Indeed.
Now, tell us, how did it get to that? And I don't know how much you're free to share with us or whatever, but just tell us a little bit about your story, because I believe your stories are powerful.
Okay. Obviously respecting, the journey of my previous partner. It was never the plan for me to be a single mother. Using that statement. It was never the plan. The plan was always to have 2 children raised with both mum and dad in a God-fearing home. But things can change in a twinkling of an eye. Things can change, and things did change. And unfortunately, I was faced in a situation where there was a third thing that was involved within
the relationship.
And unfortunately, my previous partner, he became addicted to this thing, and as a result, it caused the family to separate and divide. It resulted in me leaving my home where we had the 2 children and going right back to the beginning. And I'm talking going back to my parents and actually now residing in a single bedroom with 2 children.
Wow.
And that was a hard pill to swallow, a really hard pill to swallow. And it wasn't an easy decision to make at the time.
Yes.
However, I had to do what was right for my own sanity.
Yeah.
And I also had to do what was right for my children at the time. So whilst it wasn't an easy decision to make, if you was to ask me the real question as to did I feel that the family foundation was right from the beginning, honestly, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
So you kind of had a feeling that, this thing might not go like the way everybody wants it to go, big happy families and all that kind of thing. It didn't feel right.
You build a house on solid foundation.
Right.
And coming from a spiritual perspective, the foundation certainly wasn't there.
No.
So I always knew that somewhere along the line, you know when God speaks to you.
Yeah.
I always knew that somewhere along the line, and I'm not saying that the situation was created because God created it.
No.
You know, but where there's cracks, the devil can seep in.
That's right.
And we all know that the devil actually comes to destroy families.
Yes.
That's his first plan. So there was cracks, and as a result, things had to change, and the family was divided. So yeah.
So you've just shared with me about how and we shared with everybody about how you had to go back to really struggling, leaving your house. Did you go back to
I went back to
your
my parents'
parents' house? In all that, in all those difficulties, what would you say was your hardest challenge or your most difficult challenge in actually raising your 2 children?
Okay, so at some point I then started again, and I, when I actually was able to, have another home with my children.
Yes.
And at that point, obviously, I realised that I was raising 2 children by myself, and I think the hardest challenge was trying to play both roles.
Yes.
At the same time.
Right.
Having a girl and a boy.
Yeah.
It's 2 different children that you're raising.
That's right.
So I think the hardest challenge was playing mother and father role and dealing with my own emotions without allowing my emotions to affect them.
That's right.
Because I had to be very mindful of what I said, how I
said it,
how I reacted to certain things, because they were watching every move.
That's right.
As children do. Sometimes as single parents, what we actually do by default is we try to find counselling from our children, and that's the worst thing that we can do.
Wow.
And I don't think, as single parents, to the single parents out there, we don't intentionally do that and think, my child's going to nurture me and counsel me. We don't intentionally do that, but when you're in a situation and you feel alone and you feel lost, you can almost start talking aloud. Yeah. And you start saying things that perhaps you don't want your children to hear or know. Yeah. I think I got to a point where I remember, I started praying, and I remember God said to me, schedule your tears.
Yeah.
And what I had to do was actually schedule my tears. As a single parent, these are the things that you actually start doing.
Right.
So when I say I scheduled my tears, my tears was 9 a.m.
Right.
Sorry, about 8 a.m. in the shower.
All right.
Okay.
When you were alone?
When I was alone.
Yeah.
Then my second schedule of tears would be 1 p.m. lunchtime.
Wow, okay.
Okay. And then my last scheduled tears would be the drive home.
Right.
Okay. And then the very final one would probably be when they're sleeping.
Oh.
So the tears became
You had them spaced out throughout the day.
I had them spaced out.
My goodness.
And I'd actually plan.
Yeah.
That is when I would outpour and,
right.
so that they didn't see, because what I realised was that having the two, the girl and the boy, girls are very independent and they will mimic majority of what the mother does. So Romani used to mimic everything, so I was very mindful of what she said,
right,
and what I would say. Boys very much like the home, they like the family feel, they gravitate towards security. So the minute that's not there, they feel unsettled.
Right.
So I was realising that was 2 different types of relationships going on.
Wow.
Here that
And you had to juggle.
And I had to juggle that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing. Oh, so in all that juggling, then, did you get any help at all from your partner or from the, I don't know the situation, but what sort of, was this just you alone, raising your children as a single mom, as they call it, or did you have some sort of co-parenting arrangement in place?
The co-parenting was in place, but it was very ad hoc. It wasn't consistent.
Okay.
And again, the difficulty with that is that as a single mom, you become frustrated. You can become frustrated with certain situations where you think to yourself, okay, well, this co-parenting is very difficult, and the in and out, or I would make comments in a way that, please don't treat the children like a drive-by McDonald's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The passing by
Yeah.
is not, it's not adequate
No.
for the relationship that you need to build as a
A
parent.
relationship is something that you need to build and cultivate and really invest in.
Yeah. So irrespective of the reasons why we had to split, I understood that as a single parent, I couldn't allow myself to speak negative about their father.
No.
Irrespective of
the differences.
I had to put that to one side. And, if I'd really taken it further, I'm sure, the law would have actually supported me in saying, your child should just be with yourself and not have the dad involved. However, you
didn't choose to go down that route.
No, I didn't, because I don't think it's healthy for the children. It's important that they have both relationships. And it was also important that I didn't allow them to hear me speak negative about him.
That's amazing. And I like that. I'd like to just, talk a little bit more about the importance of that. How important is it for a couple, husband, wife, that have probably fallen out for whatever reasons, to keep the breakdown civil?
It's difficult and it's a real challenge, and it's easier to say it than it is to put it into action.
Right.
However, what we have to realise is that the minute you allow your child to hear your thoughts and how you feel and your feelings, it is the instinct reaction from the child is to gravitate towards what you believe. So then they believe it.
Because you're the mum as well.
Yeah, they believe it. But what can happen is if they have a negative thought based upon your opinion, if they've experienced something, then that's different, isn't it? But if they have a negative thought and experience based upon your opinion,
then they're biased now.
They're biased, which can then stunt their blessings.
Right.
The scripture says, honor your mother and father, but your days will be longer.
Wow.
So I came to a realization that, do you know what, if they experience from their own relationship with their father,
then that's up to them.
That's up to them. However, I will encourage as much as I can and support as much as I can the relationship that they have with him.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because naturally I want their blessings to flow.
Yeah.
And my own.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the blessing is in honoring the father and the mother, isn't it?
Correct. Yeah. So whilst it was difficult, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that sometimes I wasn't frustrated a lot of the times. Yeah. But I had to hold my tongue and, say, no,
bite your tongue.
Dad means well. And, So yeah.
Right, amazing. Well, welcome everybody that is joining us. I see new people are joining us right now. I have my wonderful guest, Janice Davis, who is taking us through parenting and giving us some parenting tips and how you can be a better parent. I don't care if you're a single parent, you're a parent or a grandparent or a parent of some sort. We are giving you Janice is giving you some advice, and as I said, we're going to be bringing a lot of people here that can give you practical help and practical solutions to life challenges. And I'm honored that Janice is here with us today. If you're live, I want you to share the broadcast right now. If you have kids or children or grandchildren, I want you to tell us in the comments how many children you have. Or also, if you come from a family, I want you to tell me in the comments how many children are in your family. How many siblings do you have? Type that in the comments right now so we can get this conversation going. And if you're watching, you've got a question you'd like to ask my our special guest, Jan, I want you to type that in the comments because we'll be reading all the comments and then we'll get these questions answered on the go. Now, Jan, how important is it and how can you instill a good culture in your children? You see, because I know your children, and you look at them; they are so well mannered. You know, your son is a teenager.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's doing well. Tell us about your son. What is he doing? And
he's
doing very well.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's a footballer.
Yeah.
Because he'd say no, Mom, that's not correct. But he plays football full time.
Okay. He's a footballer. What team?
West Bromwich Albion.
West Bromwich.
Yeah.
And he's doing very well. And I read this article in the paper or something where some clubs were fighting for him and stuff like this. I'm thinking, my goodness.
Still going through that.
Yeah, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And your daughter, Man, she was here. She's amazing. Dancing's got everything going on, books, all this, all that. And it's amazing. And I know that these things don't just happen by accident.
No,
So how then can a parent instill that good culture? Like I say, your children are well cultured. They'll say hello. They'll do all the pleases and the thank yous and all those things.
Yeah.
How does it actually come about?
I don't believe it's just myself.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
Your family and close friends, godparents play a huge role in that also.
All right.
And your children just watching you and seeing how you are around your family and friends.
Yes,
also.
they're learning on the go.
So they're learning from the the outset. But one of the many things that I've done with Romano and Jovan is that I would be very consistent with routine within the home.
Routine, yeah.
Yeah, very consistent with routine in the home. So, and when I say routine, I'm not talking about wake up, get ready, go to school. I'm talking about, pushing them to be the best that they can be, putting things in place.
And I heard about Man talking about vision board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, from a very young age, I truly believe that you should always keep the child busy. Okay, so if Romana was here, she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, tell me about it." So, when you realise that your kids have a lot of potential and you can see that they're going to become something great, and every single child has a gift, I realised that, I need to keep them busy.
Right.
So she had a diary, and they both had diaries, and I made sure that each day was equipped with something. And then piggybacked behind the diary, I ensured that every year, the beginning of the year, we did something called a vision board.
Right.
And the vision board would always be a 2 to 3 year plan.
Wow. Okay, so keep them busy
Keep them busy.
Thinking ahead.
Yeah. So the vision board looked at a 2 to 3 year plan where they would write down all of their goals, all of their visions, their dreams. Because remember, children are dreamers.
Yeah.
So I'd get them to write it all down, and we'd sit down as a family and put everything on the vision board. But what I also done was I watched what their visions were and their goals, and I put that on my vision board.
Wow, amazing.
Because it's okay telling them to believe in their vision,
but they need to see you,
they need to see
so
that
they
I
can
believe
mirror
in them
you.
Also, so I had their visions on my vision board, and then there was probably sort of that much left on the board for me to put my visions down. So yeah, and that's what we did every beginning of the year, and every month we would reflect on the vision board.
On those
what
things.
stage are you at? What have you done to make that happen? What are we doing here? And we religiously would do that, and of course pray over it. Pray over it.
Wow, amazing.
And actually speak it into being. I'd say to them, you must speak life into yourself. You must speak these things into being, because if you don't believe in it, then how are you going to achieve that?
Right.
And if you don't speak it and allow God to hear that you believe in it and go by faith,
right,
then how are you going to achieve that?
That's it.
So, that was what was in our home religiously every year.
Amazing.
Every month as a review.
Wow.
And I had also with the children, I had what was called an open table. So we would have what was called family meetings.
Family meetings, okay.
Because what I realised was that as a parent, you get things wrong. And I got a lot of things wrong. I'm going to keep it real. I used to be one of them parents that, sometimes we believe shouting will get an answer.
Or achieve things.
But yeah, and we would have family meetings, and I'd say, okay, kids, tell me my flaws. Tell me what I do
And they'll
wrong.
just tell you everything, boom, 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 like that.
You know what? It would hurt.
Yeah.
Some of the things they'd say would actually hurt me.
Yeah.
But I realised that children speak the truth, don't they? And who better to tell me what my flaws are as a parent, or what they feel hurt them or wasn't helping them, is better to come from them.
From them, because they're the ones that are on the receiving end.
Definitely. So they would say to me, Mum, we don't like when you do this, we don't like when you say that. And I'd say, okay, tell me how you'd prefer me to do it.
Right.
What is your preferred way? But if you still don't listen to that particular, or you don't do, whatever the situation was, how should we manage it? So I would allow them to set the parameters and set the goals per se.
Amazing.
And that was one of the key things. That
so you really kept them really involved
I
in everything.
I involved them with my parenting because there is no handbook to parenting.
No, there isn't.
There's no handbook.
But maybe one day you're going to write a book.
Maybe. Mom beat me to it. Bless her. But the scriptures also states, like I said earlier, that the children are unknown to us. But our Father makes it clear that if you are struggling or if you find it a challenge to raise your children, call upon me. So I would call upon him because there were hard times. And I would say, Lord, you blessed me with these two children and I'm struggling. You need to help me.
Help me.
You need to help me. So...
Wow, that's amazing. So, Jan, you spoke a little bit about this, but maybe you may just want to speak a little bit more into this, the importance and the power of prayer.
Yeah.
Of course, for you as a parent, praying, talking to God, but also your children, teaching them and helping, showing them about the power of prayer.
Yeah. I remember I was doing devotion one day and God took me to the scriptures, Genesis 21, where there's a single mother, Haggai, and Abraham put her out and she became a single mom. Right. And she was out in the wilderness and I remember she was crying, and the scriptures go on to say that the angel then came and spoke to her. And the angel said, pick up the land and hold it, and carry it. And now when we read those scriptures, we interpretate that as, well, how long should you hold your child's hand for? But actually, from a spiritual perspective, when it says hold, it means give your child courage.
Wow, okay.
Give them courage and show them faith and show them how to be very reliant upon the word of God. Yeah. And that is done through prayer. And that was the only way that I could really get my children to understand how to walk by faith. Right. Was the power of prayer. You've got to pray. Pray. Yeah. So that was a real fundamental time for me to be able to nurture them to get an understanding of that. And they both used to say, Mom, we don't know how to pray. But it was simple things like, well, you don't need to go into complete intercessory prayer. No. It's not about that. Or going to full throttle tongues. Yeah, no. It's not about that. It's actually about understanding that you're building a relationship with God and trusting him wholeheartedly. Yeah, yeah. Romana used to say to me, Mum, your faith is so much stronger than mine. She's a warrior. She used to worry about the slightest little things. And I guess a lot of it is from what she'd experienced as a, interruptions within the home. So yes. She'd worry a lot. And I really had to let her focus differently and say, you've got to be really, really reliant upon your faith. And we know that faith is the things hoped for, not seen. Yes. So we can't see ahead, and you cannot plan your future based upon your current circumstance. No. So you have to look beyond that. And actually, really, when you're saying that you are going by faith, you are actually asking God to take everything. It's similar to saying to somebody, if somebody asked you, or could you pick me up in the car at 8 o'clock? Yes. And you say, okay, I'll be there at 8. You drive to their house, you get there, they're in an Uber. And you're sort of like, well, you asked me to pick you up. I thought I was going to come and pick you up. What's going on? What's going on? And they say, well, I wasn't too sure, so I thought I'd get an Uber anyway. You'd be absolutely fuming, wouldn't you? Absolutely. You wasted your time. And your fuel. So if we look at that in the spiritual realm and we're saying, do you know what, God, we are trusting you by faith, but then in the back of our mind somewhere else, we're still making plans for right. Then that can't work. It means you're not giving it over. You're not giving it totally to God. Yeah. My goodness. Wow, this is amazing. Hello, everybody. I see people are joining us all over the internet. Some are coming from the YouTube channel. Some are from Periscope. Some are on Facebook, Instagram. And also we have something else. Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, and YouTube. Yes, 4 channels. We are live on those. If you're live with us, I want you to share the broadcast right now. Tell somebody that we are live right now. And I'm with my beautiful guest, Janice Davis, who is giving us
Parenting 101. Parenting 101 right now. And it's amazing the stuff she's talking about. And we've just been talking about the power of prayer. Now, Jan, tell me about, when you look back into your life and how you, and there may be even some parents that are watching us right now, either co-parenting, single parents, or joint family parents that are going through hard times right now. When you look back, what kept you going during your hard times of being a parent? Because it's not easy, like you said, there's no book on how to be a parent. You learn on the go. And what would you look at and say, in my hard times, this is it? And it might encourage somebody watching us right now.
I think one of the things as a single parent is that we have a lot of thinking time by ourselves.
Right.
And what I had to do was take a lot of my thinking time to manage my emotions, because sometimes we can allow our emotions to get the better of us, and then we make wrong decisions.
Right.
And these wrong decisions can affect how our children, become nurtured over the time.
That's right.
I actually went into a time of devotion and just not locking myself away, but actually just becoming so reliant upon the word and self-motivation.
Right.
So I had to speak to myself.
Wow.
And
speak positivity.
And speak positivity. Edifying myself with particular words, and and like I said, I'd always revert back to my vision board and my goals, and I'd pray over them, and those are the things that kept me. And obviously I had amazing supportive parents. I can't outrule that. They were absolutely supportive through all of my dark days.
Wow.
Shall I say?
Good.
But honestly, it was about just self-motivating my own self, because like I said earlier, your children watch you and they mimic what you do. So if they see that you're actually doing self-motivation, you're speaking to yourself and you're actually telling yourself that this is what I'm going to become, and this is what's going to happen, these are the plans, and this is the purpose, and they start believing that, you start believing that, and then you know that you're accountable for what you've said.
Yes.
So those are the things that kept me motivated and headstrong, I guess. And surrounding yourself around positive people.
Right. Okay.
Sometimes we like to become lost in our own pity party, and that's just a natural feeling at times.
Yes.
It's you call it your comfort zone. Well, I'm okay over here in my pity party.
Yeah.
But actually, as I mentioned earlier, you can't allow your current situation, your current circumstance to determine your future.
No, you can't.
Because you have no idea what's ahead. So I remember one time my mum said to me, Jan, plan and prepare for what you are asking God for. And you sort of like, plan and prepare for what I'm asking him for. I'm asking him for a whole,
that's it.
I'm asking him for a lot. But she said, plan and prepare, because when he actually places it in front of you, how will you receive it?
Amazing.
How will you manage it? And that was one of the key things that kept me moving as well, that indeed, if I'm asking for these things and I'm saying, Lord, prepare the table for me, when it comes, then how will I manage
so
that?
you're ready. You're ready to receive.
Yeah.
Wow. This is amazing. And I'm just in awe, with the simple but very practical stuff that is coming out of your mouth, Jan. And I know you're going to be teaching stuff like this in more detail at this parenting workshop that you have.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that. I know it's in Birmingham.
It is.
And give us more information about that.
So it's this Sunday. It's being held at the Legacy Centre, which is previously known as The Drum.
Right.
And I'm actually co-hosting the event with Richard Daly, who currently works with young people. His company is called Rise. We're actually looking at the topic of communication in the main.
Yeah.
Such a key topic within the household today. And it's a key topic because currently our children are very lost in the whole social media world. Our children are so lost in the social media world that, one, there's a lack of confidence. There's lack of self-esteem. They actually don't know themselves.
No.
Their identity has been stolen from them.
Right.
So we're going to be looking at communication and how the parents can communicate better with them, because most of the children are in a tunnel vision. And to get them out of that tunnel vision, it's so hard.
Right.
They say that trying to raise a child is like trying to catch a goldfish in a bowl. It's difficult. But so we're going to be looking at key nuggets as to how you can improve communication with your child, how you can have a better relationship.
Right.
So it's looking at things like how should we speak to a child, looking at passive aggressive, what are children looking for, what do they need
in a relationship.
Yeah.
Yes.
So key things like that.
Okay, amazing. So if somebody wants to attend the event and they want to be a part of this event, where can they go to either register or to get in touch with you concerning this event? They're somebody local.
So if they go to my company website, which is www.eloquentpraisedancecompany.co.uk, and if you look at events, you'll see it there.
More information is there.
Help I Have a Teenager, it's called. And they can register there.
Okay, amazing. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you, Jan, today. And I think today because parenting has got you started talking about communication. That's a whole that's a whole other level.
And we're doing part 2 because the first time we ran the workshop was part 1.
Okay.
And we realised that we didn't even have enough time.
No. To cover it.
Yeah, myself and Richard sat down and we went through so many topics and we realised that the time just went so quick that we only touched on the surface of it. So it would be good to revisit the topic communication and see.
Break it down again more. Yeah. And I think it'll be good to have you back here again and just go deeper, maybe pick communication or pick another subject and then we just narrow it down.
Yeah.
You see, I think today we just said, let's bring you on, do something broad, but I think it'll be nice to narrow it down in the near future. And I want to ask you this, because I see you as a proud mom, proud of what your children are doing and everything.
Definitely.
And the question is, and I'm proud of you as well, in how do you feel now that your kids are grown up?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? Of course.
Do you want the real answer? Gosh, I almost have an empty nest, believe it or not.
Okay.
So, I remember when my daughter got the keys to her house, and I remember she called me and said, Mom, I've got the keys. And do you know what?
Yeah.
She said, Are you coming? I was like, yeah, I'm on my way. I sat in the car, Joe, for about a good hour.
My goodness.
Crying my eyes out.
Whoa. So I think it shows that you had a good relationship with your children.
They are my best friends. And we have an amazing relationship. We don't always see eye to eye, naturally. And,
naturally.
But you know what? They're so good because they respect we're very, very close and we are friends, but they respect the fact that, you're still mom. So they know the boundaries. But how does it feel that they're now grown? As a mother, they will always be my babies. That's how I see them naturally. So sometimes I don't look at them as grown.
No, you just see them as your kids.
I still call Romana Pud and I still call Jovan. I know they hate it, but it is what it is. Accept it.
Accept it. That's it. It's not going to go away.
Yeah. It does